Hey you all. It's another day with Ms. Cloner. We will teach you CSS Flexbox. We have an amazing arena to do just that. We have a web shop made in React. You have access to that source code to download. And by getting it up and running on your machine, it will be the most efficient way to learn the CSS Flexbox technology. Since it is a complete app, you will have the chance to learn other technologies as well. The Flexbox is part of CSS. And we inject CSS with the help of styled components. So you can easily learn styled components as well if you would like. There is a film like this one, on styled components. And there is one on CSS. And there is basically a film on each of the technologies that make up this web shop. Enough about that. Let's dig into Flexbox technology. As you see, we have a web shop app. You see it in action. On the left there is a vertical menu with filter options. This controls the list of products in the main web area. There you find a horizontal wrapping list. Both the filter list and the products list was made with CSS Flexbox. Pretty cool? On top you have a heading section with some logos to the left, and some menu items to the right. That was also made with CSS Flexbox. I would say understanding and using the CSS Flexbox is the #1 priority of CSS. And CSS is on my top 3 list of important technologies for web development. So, by learning CSS Flexbox will bring you a huge step closer to mastering web technologies. Amazing? Yes, since Flexbox is very easy to learn. Why is Flexbox so important? The div is the main statement in HTML. We have divs all over every web page. A div is not at all intuitive. Why? A div takes up 100% of the width where it is placed. Very weird. One would expect a div to take up only as much space as the content you put in it. But this is not the way. Using the Flexbox you break that pattern, and you can make your content line up in a horizontal or vertical list. If you make a menu, you must break the pattern of the division. So, what about the app? In the index.js we don't have any Flexboxes. Not in the app.js either. In the shop.js we have one. We make the row 1 div flex. Otherwise we would get our filter section on one row, and the products section on the next row. This is not what we want. Flex direction row means we want the content to be horizontal on the row. Justify content flex start means we want the content to be placed at the left as a start. Align items means we want the content to be placed at the top as a start. You will see it more clearly when you play around with the source code. You can switch the background color on row 1, filter section and product session, to see what is happening, and then change to flex center and flex end. Nice. And when you master this, you master the CSS Flexbox, but of course you will need more examples. Let's check the header.js in the components folder. It has a container-styled component that is a flexbox with direction column. Then on row 1 there is a new flexbox with direction row. In the R1 left section there is a flexbox with direction row, and flex start and then center on the vertical. This is to prepare for the logo that we want to the left but centered vertically. Then there is the R1L logo styled component also with a flexbox with center. Then we have the image, the logo. You see how important flexboxes are? We use them everywhere, to put divs into divs, and finally place our items, like graphics and texts. At the R1 midsection you see a flex grow 8. Flex grow means that the div may grow if needed. 8 means 80%. So it will try to grow to 80% if possible. That way pusing our logo to the left and pushing our menu to the right. The same growth is used for the second row. With the bigger logo and the icon menu to the right. Splendid. We made it this far. In the filter.js we don't have any flexboxes. This is because we are okay with every div taking up the complete line width. There is the flexbox in the shop.js, and it sets a fixed width to be available to the filter.js component. In the products.js in the component folder you find that there is a new flexbox with direction row. This is to prepare the list of products to be horizontal. The justify and align statements make the list to start at the start horizontally and vertically. And then we have wrap, which makes the product list wrap to a new line as it gets filled. In my case 3 products fit in one row. And like this, it continues throughout this web app. There are flexboxes everywhere. Often many of them in each component. Is it important to master them? What do you think? Yes. So, now you get the Flexbox. Download the source code and play around with it. There is an installation instruction in PDF with step-by-step help on how to get the app up and running on your machine. And why not check out the other films from Ms. Cloner? Here we use this shop to learn CSS and styled components, and so much more. Congratulations on completing this first step of the training. Good luck with the download. There are 2 download links in the description below. The first one is this basic Webshop app. Then the second link is if you want to install a version of the app that also has integrations with Stripe payments, Sendinblue, and Google Cloud functions. We advise you to start with the first one. It's free when you use the coupon. Then when you tried that one, come back and download the full version.